Hey, soul seekers, it is intuitive energy guide, clairvoyant, and source energy channel Kathy Weiss here. Welcome to your weekly energy reading. Today is Monday, October 28th, 2019, and just like, holy moly, can you believe here we are wrapping up October? It is like just the most fantastic fall day here in my home base of the Central Coast of California. And I am coming to you live from my reading room with this gorgeous crystal, pretty big and hefty piece of clear, I'm guessing it's clear quartz, I don't know for sure. My mister, long before he and I met, collected this out of a cave in New Mexico, actually like cut it out himself. And it has such a wonderful grounding earthy type energy to it. And I just felt really drawn to have it with us today. So just know that this energy is supporting us. And as we get into this week's energy reading, I'm being really called to explain to you what the heck it means to be an intuitive. I feel like this is the trickiest one to explain of all of the different types of gifts and energy gifts that not only I have, but that are out there in the world. Because intuitive is another word for something called claircognizance. And claircognizance means you just know something without having been taught it or learned it somewhere, and you don't even know how you know, you just know. And that is definitely the case with me, but I feel like it's mixed into the fact that I'm highly sensitive. So remember, or maybe you're learning for the first time, only about 20% of the population is highly sensitive. And what this means for me is that I can feel energy, both personal one-on-one energy and collective energy that's happening for all of us more strongly and over greater distances than someone who is not highly sensitive. So I think for me, what happens is a combination of being able to feel that energy, interpret that energy through my clairvoyant gifts, and then that intuitive piece kicks in where I just know if we do this or that, or don't do this or that, or whatever it is, then we'll be able to move forward or have a more peaceful week or a more joyful life or whatever it is that the energy is conveying. So it's sort of like this awesome trifecta that I've got where we can hear and receive the messages, but then also that intuitive bit where then we get to know what to do with the information. That's like such the magical part, right? So as we move into the week of October 28th through November 3rd, 2019, and know that if you catch this video at some time other than that, there is something in here that you are meant to hear, so stick with it. And whether you're watching live or later, throw some comments down here, show me some love with the hearts and the likes and whatnot, just so that I know you're with me and that what we're talking about is resonating and making sense. Because this week, ish. Hear this loud and clear. It's this week ish. Something really cool and like goosebumpy is going to be happening for all of us. And that is, we're going to be having a huge aha moment. Oh, I'm hearing correct that. Some of us, it's going to be a quiet aha moment. Hey, Ashley, nice to see you here today. So, some of us, the aha is going to be like, oh, massive. And some of us is going to creep in a little bit more quietly. Here's where the other ish part comes. Some of us, towards the end of last week, is when we had that aha moment. And for some of us, it's, I'm hearing like into the beginning of November, like with the first week or two of November is when that's going to happen for you. So the window of this energy that I'm picking up on is a little bit larger than sometimes where we're really like, this week is exactly what's happening. So with this aha moment, this is the ending of a cycle. And guys, I love it when even for me things get confirmed by other light workers or healers or energy readers. My dear friend Lindsay, who is on, I think Facebook is Angel Energy Oracle. Correct me if I'm not quite right on that, Lindsay. But she was posting a picture of these beautiful glasses that she saw at World Market that had tarot cards on them. And those cards were indicating an end of a cycle. And I was like, oh my God, totally. We're at an end of a cycle. So, for those of you who are new to me or perhaps haven't been watching recently, starting in June of this year through November, we've been in a cycle of change. And so, November is coming up this week, right? So, this makes sense that the cycle of change has completed. Now, there may be some residue and some after effects, which is why I'm feeling and hearing for some of us is this week or the next week or the next week, because collectively we thank God, right? Oh, amen, sister. Collectively we respond to the energy and what's happening on our own personal timelines and in relationship to the people around us. So with this aha moment, whatever this cycle of change was for you, whether it was big and dramatic and external or something that was quieter and more of a shift within, this last little piece is an aha moment where all of a sudden you get it. You get what the change was about in the bigger, broader perspective of your life. You get what the change was about, perhaps in relationship to the way people around you have been behaving. And I can see in my own life, I had like the first aha, I had two. I kind of feel like bonus. My first aha was this weekend, and it was more about something internal for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. It all makes sense now. I'm like overjoyed. And the other one was 100% more in relationship to some things that were going on within the people around me. And I was like, oh, that big old fat change happened because of this. And number one, it's going to feel like clarity. It's going to feel like relief because of your deeper understanding of the bigger picture that's going on in your life. And then the last thing is, well, what do we do? And for some of us, there's not going to be anything to do except sink into that feeling of relief and allow this week to be one that's pretty easy and just go with the flow. And for some of us, this big aha is going to prompt like massive action steps. A really specific, like, now that you know this information, here's what you need to do. And again, I feel like sometimes my own life and my own stories are to, number one, support you and helping you understand. So it's not really the all about me show, but really all about here's a real life example. And so for me, that first aha that I was telling you about this weekend is prompting a really specific action step that I'm following for 90 days. And the other situation that happened that I kind of started to understand this morning is more like, oh, thank goodness I understand that situation. I'm not going to grapple and fight with it anymore because, phew, I'm just going to like let it be and flow with it because it's really happening for the highest good of all people involved, even if it feels a little bit sticky and uncomfortable. So, yeah, Ashley, right? Music to our ears, like, hallelujah. So, enjoy that. And here's what I have to say. Also, if you're having trouble pinpointing your aha moment, if you're having trouble discerning if this is your aha moment or not, like you're like, I think this is it, but I'm not really sure. Or if your aha moment has arrived and you aren't sure if you're meant to take action or not, that's where my gifts, again, highly sensitive, clairvoyant, intuitive, my gifts can help you sort that out. And all you have to do is book into one of several different types of intuitive energy reading sessions that I offer. And you can find those on my website, Kathy-Weiss.com. Click on work with me and you can choose something that really resonates with you as far as your need for clarity around the aha moment this week. So today I'm going to pull two oracle cards. Remember, oracle cards are, I'm going to set this guy off to the side so we have some room. oracle cards are these really cool inspirational tools to add a little bit of, like, number one, a layer of flavor is what it might feel like to the reading. It helps us to look at our situation in a different light or with a different perspective and get us like out of our normal way of thinking. Even for me, it can help me like pick up on some more information for you or add another sort of, yeah, like a layer, like a sandwich layer. Why a sandwich layer? I don't know. That's the image they're showing me, like adding another layer to the sandwich so that it is more flavorful and delectable is what I'm hearing. And I love it when our guides have a sense of humor like that. It just kind of makes me want to crack up because they appreciate that we're human and that we're meant to play and have fun and not everything has to be like super serious. So I'm picking two cards from two different decks. First of all, I'm going with Sacred Rebels. Now, I know this is reversed because of the rear-facing camera. And I'm choosing Sacred Rebels for those of us who received the aha moment that requires action. So that, oh, guys, can I just take a moment? I did not prepare the messages for you today or what I was going to talk about. So I was channeling it all in this moment and I can see the pieces coming together and it always like lights up my heart. So Sacred Rebels is for those of us who had an aha moment that requires action. It's a more masculine deck. It's a little bit firmer and it's a little bit like, okay, now that you've got the information, pony up and let's do something about it. I'm using the sister deck, brother, sister, cousin deck, whatever you want to call it, the Mother Mary Oracle, and this card will be for those of you who had the aha moment that is providing relief and understanding, and more of that need to be soft and in the flow and not necessarily taking such firm, hard action as much as being in a space of gentle awareness and acceptance and delight at your aha moment. So here we go, Sacred Rebel, for those of you who need to take action. And again, this could be this week or next week or the next. If you're stuck or uncertain or you need some clarity, come join me. Mini messages, private minis are back, by the way. I just put private minis back up on my website. So if you would rather have a mini session, but it's just me and you rather than our intimate Soul Tribe group, that's available. And there's full-length sessions as well if you really want to dive deep and get clarity and have some real specific ways to move forward in your life. Okay, so when I work one-on-one or live with people, I allow them to tell me where in the deck the card is, and I'm seeing a couple of different breaks. There's one over here, there's one down there, but where I was most drawn to first was this one right here. It's higher. It's higher. I'm going to turn around so I can see where that break is. Okay, there we go. And what I'm hearing too is that it was the one above the break. So here's the first card. And the first card says Heaven Sent. Look at the way her crown chakra and her third eye is just lit up with wisdom and information. Your aha moment is divinely delivered. This was about perfect timing. This was about divine love. This was about you being ready for this information. So please don't, one of your action steps is actually what I think of as an anti-action step. Do not beat yourself up for not having this revelation any sooner than you did. It was perfect for you, your life, your soul path, all of it. So that is like anti-action step is to, number one, stop with the beating yourself up around whatever came up for you. I do want to peek into the guidebook just so we have a sense of the author's intention of this card. It says there is a loving benevolence in life that knows exactly what we need and how it can best come to us, even when we're not quite so clear. So I'm hearing to turn the page. There's going to be a little bit of information on the next page for us. This oracle brings you a message. Let yourself be helped. Assistance is coming your way, so act on it and say yes. Oh my goodness, Soul Tribe, that is so much it. Help is sometimes exactly what we need, and we get trained to deny it. We get trained to not ask for it. And it's so delightful when you ask for help and people are like, oh yeah, I can totally help with that. most of us want to be helpful in other people's lives. It feels good, it's enriching, it's an honor and a blessing. So your action step this week, if you're someone who needed to take action from your aha moment, is to ask for and receive the help you need and to trust. Just trust. That's like the last word. Just trust all of it. If you don't know, again, hit me up. I will hook you up. Okay. Next card from Mother Mary, again, is more for those of us having a softer, more like revelation around our aha moment, a feeling of relief and a feeling of sinking into the flow. You can even feel like the energy shifted within me. I just love the way energy flows through. And how when it needs to be firm, it comes through really firm. And when it needs to be soft, it comes through really soft. I promise you it was not a deliberate choice. I'm just letting things flow through. I can actually see our card, guys. I'm going to stop with the shuffle because it was just like very loud and clear. This is the card. And this is Our Lady of Charity. Okay, I'm super delighted because sometimes right before I start the live video, I'll use the decks that I have selected to pull a card for myself, and this is the one that I got too. So this is way for sure the energy supporting us this week. When I look at this card, I feel like there is so much going on. But what I felt drawn to today is like down here at the bottom, this little boat with the 3 people. And I feel like that is tied to the first message about asking for the help and support you need in 2 ways. Number 1, the help and support from other people, or number 2, the help and support from the boat, right? The structures and things that we have in place that support our lives. So willingly allow that to flow into your life. I heard turn the page. I was about to read my favorite sentence and they were like, nope, not right now. Our Lady of Charity provides special protection to those who seek to serve others. She is a graceful protector and powerful divine channel for miracles. So this mystical power is helpful for those who want to see the truth that has been hiding behind an illusion. It might be the lies or deception of another, or corruption that we want to unveil so that healing can occur. In this case, pray to Our Lady of Charity for her assistance, as her power is far greater than any illusion or deception. And she comes with a message. If you are into this, is kind of like tangent, okay? Don't hear that this is directly related, but more onto the side. If you're interested in a profession of healing or spiritual guidance or teaching in some way, pray to her to help you find the path forward. One of the loudest messages or most repeated messages that I hear with Our Lady of Charity is to pray to her for the guidance and support you seek. So if you're like, yeah, Kathy, I don't really know how to drop into the flow this week, or I don't really know what I'm supposed to do in light of my aha moment, other than be gentle and easy, some prayers are really, really helpful. And I recommend with prayer that you either speak them out loud or write them down in a journal. Because our guides, our thoughts are like so crazy and jumbled up there that sometimes our guides can't discern what we're truly asking for. I'm hearing that these messages are complete. You heard exactly what you needed to hear. And that again, if you need a little bit more or you need some help untangling or just like affirming what it is you're thinking and feeling and knowing about your aha moment this week, then for you to comment here, shoot me a private message, book yourself a session, and let's get you that clarity so that as we start to move into whatever the next phase is, and that has not been revealed to me quite yet. I'm hearing it's coming really, 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 really soon, like really soon, but that we just need to finish up these loose ends, experience the aha moment, and either take action or sit in the flow. You are loved and adored more than you could ever possibly know. I love and adore you, and I am so grateful and I value you so much that you hung out with me for this week's energy reading. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week, and I look forward to seeing you again for your next episode or your next weekly energy reading. Have a great one, you guys. Namaste. Bye.